What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Erica from The In-Between. Today, I'm going to be taking a closer look at Charged Up University. It's a real estate wholesaling course created by Chris Jefferson. And if you've been scrolling on YouTube lately or TikTok, then you've probably seen videos hyping up wholesaling as one of the easiest ways to get into real estate with no money and no license. But is it just another thing that sounds easy until you're actually knee-deep in contracts and cold calls? So in this review, I'm going to walk you through what Chris's course actually offers, what wholesaling really takes, the pricing of it all, and why, while I really like real estate in general, I still think there's a much better and easier way to build income online, much like the model I've linked a free training to in the description below. And of course, I'll be breaking down the good, the bad, and everything in between that nobody really tells you about before you dive in. And just a quick disclaimer, guys, I'm not affiliated with Chris Jefferson or his Charged Up University course in any way. I just did my own digging and I'm sharing with you guys my honest thoughts so that you can make the right call for yourself. With that being said, let's dive right in. All right, guys, so Charged Up University is a program built by Chris Jefferson, and he's been in the real estate game since the mid-2000s. The course itself is all about real estate wholesaling, which is basically where you find motivated sellers, get a property under contract at a discount, and then assign that contract to a cash buyer for a fee. You're basically acting like a middleman, so you don't actually buy the house, but you're finding the deal and then flipping the contract to somebody else who will then close on it. Chris built this course to help beginners break into real estate without actually needing to take out massive loans or get licensed. And while it might sound simple at first, we all know that wholesaling itself can come with its own set of headaches. Charged Up University is very focused on helping its students find leads through cold calling, texting, and direct mail. So when you join Charged Up University, here's what you're actually getting. There's a step-by-step training that walks you through all of the wholesaling process, from finding deals and running comps to actually talking to sellers and buyers. You'll also get access to live group coaching calls, an accountability group, a cash buyers list, and a bunch of templates and scripts. Chris himself uses a lot of tools like Privy and REI Reply, which basically help you pull property data, analyze deals, and send out texts automatically. So the course is pretty up to date with how wholesaling works in 2025. And to be fair, Chris is very well known for being really hands-on with his students. He answers questions, even off-topic ones, and keeps everyone very up to date on market trends and new tools. But with that said, this is not exactly a sit back and watch kind of course. That means you're going to need to be learning how to grind. Most of the training is built around active strategies like cold calling and text marketing. There's also a lot of training focused on fix and flips and scaling if you want to grow a bigger real estate business later on. Chris definitely has a strong personal brand online with around 8,000 subscribers on his personal YouTube, where he shares a bunch of free wholesaling advice, tips, and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. He also has close to 7,000 followers on his public Facebook page, and his Instagram is actually where he's the biggest with over 54,000 followers. So he has been building this platform for a while now and clearly knows how to market himself. But when it comes to actual social proof out there, everything you'll find comes directly from him. As you can see here, guys, you'll find countless student testimonials on his own landing pages and his socials, but beyond that, I really couldn't find anything. Nothing on Reddit or Trustpilot, and obviously that's always going to be a red flag for me, because if thousands of people are taking the course, then why isn't anybody talking about it publicly? Now moving on to the cost, Charged Up University runs at about $97 a month. But remember, guys, you'll also need to pay for all of the tools he recommends, like REI Reply, Privy, skip tracing software, and maybe even a VA if you want some help with cold calling. They also upsell a lot of other things like one-on-one mentorship, all of which can add up very fast. And lastly, there is no refund policy available, so once you're in, you're in. With that said, that's the exact thing about wholesaling. While it might look affordable at the start, once you're in and trying to scale or compete with people who have already built systems, then the expenses catch up very quick. And if you're not closing deals constantly, you're basically just burning through your cash. If you're not on the phone, following up with leads, managing a CRM, chasing cash buyers, or sending out mailers, your pipeline dies. Deals obviously are not going to just fall into your lap, especially not in today's market where everyone and their cousin is trying to wholesale. Second, the profit margins are obviously not that great. Most wholesalers are lucky to make 3 to 6% per deal, and that might sound okay if you're closing 5 deals a month, but chances are you're not going to be hitting that consistently. Statistically, most full-time wholesalers are happy doing 3 to 5 deals total each month, and even then, guys, it's a very intense hustle to keep all that up. Beyond that, the marketing isn't going to be cheap. You'll need to spend hundreds, sometimes even thousands every month just to keep all of your leads coming in. And the worst part is, after all of that effort, you're still not building anything long term. There's no real asset being created, and once the deal's done, it's done. So if you're like me and you actually want something that builds over time and makes money while you're sleeping, I want to tell you a little bit more about what I do instead, called the digital rental method. It's kind of like physical real estate, but completely digital. Instead of finding houses to flip or contracts to assign, I simply build websites that rank to the top of Google for local service niches around the US, like tree trimming, or in my case, fencing repair, basically whatever people search for on a daily basis in their area. Then I rent all of those sites out to local businesses who want more leads. For example, I built this fencing repair site for Colorado Springs a little over 2 years ago, and once it started getting calls, I found a local business to take all of the leads. Now they pay me every single month what's called a monthly finder's fee just to keep getting all of those calls. I don't have to chase anyone or close deals. The leads basically come in on autopilot. And one of the best parts about this model is that I own all of my sites outright. It's my digital real estate, and nobody can back out of a deal and leave me stuck. There's no upfront capital, no negotiations, and no contracts falling apart at the last minute. Plus, it's way less saturated than most online business models. Everyone knows about traditional real estate, but barely anyone is doing this kind of digital real estate. That means that there's way more opportunity and way less competition. Beyond that, the competition is extremely low because you can go into different local niches, different cities, and still find wide open space to grow your agency. Alright guys, that's it for today's video on Charged Up University by Chris Jefferson. If you like this review, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss any future videos like this. And if you're looking for a much simpler way to build income online without spending thousands of dollars or hustling full time, definitely check out the link in the description below for a free training that goes over the whole digital rental method in full detail. As always, thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.